Good luck and good fortune. I got a job to deliver Stormvogel, a famous cruiser racer from Hamilton Island in Australia, where I'd been working after the movie Dead Calm with Nicole Kidman on board. I got the job to help deliver the boat from from Australia to Thailand to Phuket here, so I just stayed on from there.
In 1987, right?
That's right, yeah, about the middle of 1987, yeah.
And you got a job soon after with AmanCruises then?
Well, I stayed on for a year on board. We did chartering here and then down in Bali, in Indonesia, and then brought the boat back up here and got a job with Aman Resorts with Adrian Zecker, whom I'd met the year before in 1987. So since 1988 with Aman Puri.
And you got married with your Australian girlfriend and then had 4 kids and quite a life. We've seen your website. It's absolutely amazing with so much detail and information and the photos and paintings. At one point you claimed that the longest expat family, do you think, in Phuket?
We think we're the longest foreign complete expat family where, both husband and wife are not Thai. And we think we're probably, there's Neil and Linda coming, but I think they got here a couple of years after us. So I think we might have that distinction.
Right. And you applied a couple of years ago for Thai residency status, which is quite a difficult job, yeah?
Yeah, Thai residency I did about 8 years ago, and I just applied for Thai citizenship about 3 years ago. So I'm in the process of becoming a Thai citizen.
Right. Obviously lengthy, but is it difficult to do that?
Very, very difficult. Yeah, incredibly difficult. And
what do you have to do?
Well, first I think the residency is even more difficult than the citizenship in that you have to get police records from your home country and jump through various different hoops and be fingerprinted and the like, and go through all your tax that you've paid and anything that may be a problem with. They interview everybody in your village and make sure that you don't drive too fast and you're not a Phalankino,
Right. And you have to speak Thai and obviously have to sing Thai, don't you, as well?
Yeah, luckily you don't have to speak it that well, but yeah, you do have to sing both the Thai national anthem and the King's anthem, Pra Barami, in public quite a lot. So, that becomes a bit nerve-wracking, and of course you end up being a bit like a talking dog, and everyone wants to come and see you do that, so it's a little bit off-putting for sure.
Right. But obviously you think it's worthwhile getting it in the end?
Oh, I think so, yeah. I think it's worthwhile for me. I mean, I wouldn't suggest it for everybody. It's a long and difficult process, but I think with 4 children all born in the country who read, write and speak Thai, it would be, I'd be remiss not getting them the opportunity to be protected under the Thai constitution as Thai citizens.
Well, let's have a look at your website and your family here. Tell us about some of the highlights of you yourself and your family and how talented they are. We've seen some of them too as young reporters, but tell us as we go through the website.
Yeah, well, I set up this website because my 2 eldest kids have left the home, the family home, and Tim, the eldest, has gone to Bangkok to be at international school up there, living with friends, and our eldest daughter Bronte is living in LA, going to Harvard Westlake, living with some friends there. So since we're all split up and they're still very young, we set up a family website sort of to keep abreast of, and a bit of shameless self-promotion there, Grant.
They're going to keep coming back to Phuket.
Oh, well, who knows? I mean, while they're still minors, so up to the time they're 18, we sort of demand they come back here. But after that, it'll be up to them. But yeah, so the 4 kids are pretty amazing. We've got a family page up here with, there they are. That's Tim, Bronte, Meg, Mia, my wife Carolyn, and me. That's our house, and sort of just goes through, how we met, what we did. There we are when we were a lot younger and more foolish, and there's Tim. He's up in NIST, and he's playing off a handicap of 3.7 now. He wants to be a pro golfer. And there's Bronte. She lives in LA. She wants to be an actress or a doctor, dermatologist.
You acted well on Young Reporter, I guess.
Yeah, she's great, and they speak Thai. We're a very closely knit family. There's little Meg. She's an actress as well. She did the Cinderella, and she's quite beautiful. Takes after her mother, thank God. And she's on the front page there and swimming, and yeah, so just a way to to back end a website and keep the kids all up to date with what's going on there. Our crazy dogs that keep costing me money because they keep biting the motorbike passes. There's my fare. There's our new house ad. So yeah, just a way to keep up with everything.
But don't be modest. You're also a very talented guy yourself with paintings and music. But paintings and drawings, you're very creative, aren't you?
Well, I didn't know that. I can't draw anything, really. A stick man I couldn't do. But my wife, Carolyn, she had Meniere's syndrome last year, where she lost hearing on left side and, got vertigo and tinnitus. And we weren't watching any television, so I would sit up with the two little girls and they'd be painting and then they'd go to sleep, I'd put them to bed and I'd be still there painting till all hours of the morning. So I found a new way to be creative and just lose time. So yeah, I get into painting now. I love it.
Have a look at some of them on your website. I mean, it's more than just a blog, this website. I mean, you've got so much on it.
There we go. That's I was just in Italy in the Adriatic coast, bringing a boat down from the Venice side up to Genoa to ship to Thailand, and so just doing some watercolours of that trip and sort of Lam-Sing beach stuff, and it's all very sort of colourful and generic. There's a King's Cup regatta one there. They're all quite to make them as big as I can. There's one father and son I did for my son. It's on his wall in Bangkok. And then I'm drawn to the female form, of course, like every good bloke, I don't know how that'll go. Yeah, there's a lot of that in my stuff, yeah. A bit of fun, This one's called Like My Tat. It's a latex with acrylic on unstretched canvas. So there's my son when he was younger having a swim. And
do you think you might ever sell some of these paintings?
Maybe. I don't know. I think I'll have an exhibition sometime soon in Phuket. That's one of my famous ones there. Well, famous to me anyway.
But you're also quite creative with your writing too. You've written a story about a tsunami, obviously badly affected by yourself and your friends, and also about your father. Tell us about both of those.
Yeah, my father was one of the most famous flying doctors in Australia, and he wrote several books. Well, he wrote 2 books that were published after he died. We published them as the family for charity, and he was 21 years since he died, and so I decided to write a screenplay about his life, drawing on my knowledge and also the information in all the books there. So one of them is called The Flying Doctor. So it's about his life and times. He was an Irish immigrant who...
Was he the first flying doctor? No,
that was John Flynn. He came on board in 1950 and was a flying doctor till 1985 or something like that. So he was 30 years or so.
And then you also written about tsunami stories that raise money for charity for kids, orphans.
Yeah, that's right. I wrote a book with Grenville Fordham from Image Asia. We put a book together for the 13 orphans in Khao Lak to help them get through school and give them sort of direction in life. So I wrote a book, and we sell that around the island at the time of the anniversary of the tsunami, and I did a screenplay about my journey through that, a movie. Hopefully that'll be picked up by somebody and made into a movie. You never know. How
realistic are you? Are you hoping that maybe some famous director or movie star that you've met in the years work here?
Well, Grant, hope springs eternal, mate. You never know.
Then you could retire.
That'd be lovely, wouldn't it? What would I do? I'm one of those guys who's a workaholic, man. I just keep... there aren't enough hours in the day for me. I don't know, maybe I could play golf with my son or just keep painting, but...
I'm sure you'd be out on a boat most of the time.
Yeah, I think so. I love boating, yeah, that's for sure, I think.